genes tree and species tree. The two events, mutation and speciation, they are not expected to occur at the same time. Genes tree, in other words, we can say that genes tree cannot represent to the species tree. What is difference between genes tree and species tree? As a result of mutation events, a single gene was converted into 5 different genes. So, gene 1, gene A, gene B, gene C, gene D, and gene E. So, all these 5 genes, due to the event of the mutation or due to the process of evolution, they separated from each other. So, this is when they are represented in the form of a tree or phylogenetic analysis, it is called as gene tree. While on the other hand, species tree is due to the events which is called as speciation. As a result of speciation, different species emerge. Like here we can see that there are different species A, B, C, D, and E. So here we want to differentiate that what is difference between genes tree and species tree. Genes tree and species tree, they are two different events. They cannot occur simultaneously. This is another example to understand that what is difference between genes tree and species tree. So this is the ancestral genome or the ancestral DNA which was duplicated. Here we can see that it was duplicated into red color and into blue color. So here was the phenomena of duplication. Later on, this genome again duplicated here. That was second time duplication. Now, if we want to differentiate between genes tree and species tree, we can see here that A, B, and C, they are the represent to the genes tree. Here, that is the gene tree, that is the in red color. Here, that is in green color. This is the for the gene tree, and here the blue color is for the gene tree. Because here we can see that this DNA, this represent to the DNA, it was duplicated. Again, it was duplicated here. And so we can see that this red line, this green line, and this blue line, they represents to the genes tree. While on the other hand, what is species tree? As a result of speciation, that is a phenomena by which species emerge. So here we can see that this is species A, this one is species A, this one represents to species B, and this one represents to species C. So duplication was here, again duplication was here. As a result of duplications, DNA was duplicated. So DNA duplications represent to the genes tree in the form of red, green, and blue color. But here was the speciation. Species emerged here. So this represents to the species A, this represents to the species B, and this represents to the species C. Here we can see that this is A, it is actually this one. Here is B, this is this one, and C is the third species, this is this one. So there is a difference between the genes tree and the species tree. So if we conclude that what is difference between the genes tree and the species tree, the two events, that is genes tree and species tree, they are separate from each other and they are not expected to occur at the same time. So we can say that genes tree cannot represent to the species tree.